There are certain words a man should never speak. Words that weaken his strength. Words that make him appear small in her eyes, and words that strip him of his dignity. Most men don't realize how much power their language carries. They waste their breath saying things that don't inspire respect, but instead push it away. How many times have men said things like, "I'll change," "I promise," "I can't live without you"? They believe these words will convince her to stay, but in truth, they do the opposite. They don't attract. They don't inspire. They sound like begging, and no woman respects a beggar. Once those desperate words are spoken, they don't simply pass through her mind. They settle into her memory as a mark of weakness. And weakness does not draw a woman closer. It pushes her away. But there is one phrase that flips the script completely. A phrase that removes pressure, that shifts the balance of power, and that awakens a deeper respect. The phrase is this: "You are free to do what you want." This may sound simple, even ordinary, but beneath those words lies the heart of Stoic strength, because nothing captures the human mind like freedom, and nothing unsettles a woman more than realizing she is with a man who does not depend on her to define his worth. Why freedom is so powerful? Imagine this. She expects you to plead, to chase, to argue for her attention. Instead, you calmly open the door and let her walk if she chooses. She expects tears or conflict, but you remain steady and composed. She expects you to crumble, but you stay unshaken. In that moment, her entire sense of control begins to fall apart. Why? Because people expect reactions. They expect drama. They expect emotion to explode. But when you meet chaos with calm, you show a strength that cannot be shaken. And that kind of strength is unforgettable. In Stoicism, freedom is the highest virtue. A man who has mastered himself cannot be owned by anyone else. His peace is not for sale. His mind cannot be manipulated. His purpose cannot be taken away. When you live that truth, women feel it without you needing to prove it. They sense it in your tone, in your presence, in your indifference to fear or loss. And then the questions begin to repeat in her mind. Why didn't he stop me? Why isn't he chasing? Why does he seem untouchable? It is not drama that makes her curious. It is not pleading that makes her think of you. It is your calm detachment, your quiet self-assurance, and your refusal to crumble under pressure. The paradox is this: the moment she realizes you can live without her is the moment she starts craving you the most. The trap most men fall into. Let's be honest. Most men fail here. They fear loss more than they value self-respect. The thought of her walking away terrifies them so much that they abandon their own dignity just to keep her close. So they beg, they compromise, they lower their standards, they try harder and harder, thinking that effort will buy affection. But here's the brutal truth. The man who tries the hardest to keep her is usually the one who loses her. And the man who is willing to lose her is the one who keeps her. It doesn't sound fair, but attraction has never been about fairness. It's about strength. It's about respect. It's about the way she feels when she looks at you. If you show her that you are nothing without her, she will believe it. But if you show her that your life, your mission, your peace, and your purpose remain untouched, whether she stays or goes, then she cannot forget you. Why this phrase is so dangerous? When you tell a woman, you are free to do what you want, you are cutting the invisible chain of control she may have over you. You are refusing to be reactive. You are refusing to feed her need for validation or drama. You are breaking free from the silent prison of fear that most men live in. Think about it. A woman can argue against your words. She can dismiss your feelings. She can twist your actions. But she cannot escape a man's calm indifference. That quiet strength cannot be debated away. And that's why this phrase is dangerous. It flips the power dynamic instantly. It takes away the control she thought she had, and it leaves her questioning herself instead of questioning you. When to use it? There are moments when this phrase carries the most weight. When she threatens to leave to test you, instead of panic, calmly tell her she is free to do what she wants. When she plays games to provoke a reaction, instead of chasing, remind her she is free to choose. When she tries to bait you into drama, instead of anger, respond with calm detachment. The power of the phrase is not in the words themselves, but in the way you deliver them. Speak without sarcasm, without frustration, without bitterness. Speak with absolute calm, and then walk away. Return to your mission. Return to your purpose. Return to your life. That's when the weight of your words will sink in. She will replay them in her mind. She will wonder why you didn't beg. She will wonder why you didn't crumble. And that curiosity will stay with her. Because the hardest man to forget is the man who can let go. The Stoic bar. The chains that hold most men are invisible. They are not made of iron or steel. They are made of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being abandoned. Fear of losing love. But once you break those chains, no one can control you. Stay calm. Stay steady. Stay rooted in your purpose. That is the essence of Stoicism. Expanding the lesson, why most men fail in relationships. To understand why this principle works, you have to see the common mistakes men make in relationships. Men often think attraction is built through constant attention, endless reassurance, and dramatic displays of emotion. They think the louder they express love, the stronger the bond will be. But attraction doesn't work that way. Women respect men who stand firm, who are grounded in themselves, and who are not shaken by emotions. A woman doesn't test a man to see him collapse. She tests him to see if he will remain strong. And then he returns to his work, his training, his life. She expected drama. Instead, she got strength. And that strength leaves her thinking of him long after. That is the difference between weakness and stoic power. The psychology behind it. Human beings are wired to crave freedom. When you try to hold on to someone too tightly, they resist. The more you cling, the more they pull away. But when you release control, when you give them the freedom to choose, the mind begins to wonder. Freedom creates curiosity. Curiosity creates attraction. This is why Stoicism is so powerful in relationships. A Stoic man is not chained to fear or desperation. He understands that everything in life is temporary. People, moments, experiences. He does not resist this truth. He accepts it. And that acceptance makes him unbreakable. Living the principle daily. It's not enough to say the words. You have to live them. You have to become the man who truly means it when he says, "You're free to do what you want." That means building a life with purpose, a mission that drives you, a path that you walk, whether she is beside you or not. It means mastering your emotions, learning to respond with calm instead of reaction, practicing patience instead of panic. It means understanding that your value does not depend on her approval. Your strength comes from within. When you live this way, you don't have to prove anything. She feels it. Everyone around you feels it. The closing truth attraction is not built on need. It is built on strength. The man who cannot live without her is easy to forget. The man who lives fully, even if she leaves, is unforgettable. So remember this. Never beg, never plead, never trade your dignity for approval. If she wants to go, let her go. If she wants to stay, let it be her choice. But never let your peace depend on another person. Stay calm, stay safe.